Okay, this is one advice to all of you people sitting in this class. There are few things which probably we do not agree. I mean, at least I do not agree with ACCA. Then sometimes we or students they misunderstand it as well. Um, and this advice is for students who are doing professional level exams. See, historically, ACCA exams were only they were held in twice a year, like in June and in December. Okay. So usually, I mean, what used to happen that students they took exam in June, maybe 7th or 10th of June they get finished with exams. They take a break of like 5, 10 days, 15, 20 days. Somewhere in the middle of July, we started preparing for the next exam session, which is for December. And we had something like 4 to 4.5 months actually with us because this is a 6 months time period. So you can ignore the month of June, you can take away. So you had actually good 4.5 months with you. And you did very good preparation for that because some of the papers which are in strategic professional like AFM, SBR, APM, they have quite lengthy syllabus, especially SBR is very long. AFM is quite complex and you need time. Imagine the length of the book, okay? Or imagine the number of chapters which are there. It's 600, 700 pages of text, 60, 70 hours of lecture videos, then question videos, and so on. So it was actually historically a 4 or 5 months job. And when we used to do it in 4 to 5 months, I, as a teacher, I was able to deliver my best. And my students who were sitting there, they were also able to do their best because time was there. Now, what has happened that ACCA has done 4 exam sessions. So now you've got 4 exam sessions, 1, 2, 3, and 4. March, June, September, December. In between, the maximum time is 12 weeks. I mean, but nobody has 12 weeks because we start somewhere. You take exam, you take 10 days break. So the earliest you start is actually 20th of the month. So either you are starting on 20th of March, 20th of June, because 10th of March, 10th of June, you just finish with exams. So you need 5, 7 days break. So you start on 20th and then you have to finish on 25th, 27 because you take exams. So you've got hardly 10 to 11 weeks maximum if you do not miss any time and if you start early. And in 10 to 11 weeks, now it does not make sense to me that I've got 16 chapters. If I follow the BPP book, it has 16 chapters in AFM. If I talk about SBR, I've got something like 25, 27, 28 standards to focus on. So, how do I teach you 28 standards in 10 weeks? Or how do you prepare 26 standards in 10 weeks? So, in 10 weeks, 26 standards, you need to do 3 standards or 2 standards every week. You have to watch the video lectures, read the notes, read the book, do the practice questions, go and take past exam paper. I mean, and especially when you are a working professional, it does not make sense to me. So, I am actually not in favor of taking one exam every session. I'm not in favor of that, if you ask me, because it is quite possible that you might be able to pass the exam. And actually, many people they do pass the exam, but then learning is not there. It is just like, oh, I passed the exam. But when I start asking them that how much do you know about SPR or how much do you know from AFM, even after having passing the exam, I don't see you that. I mean, the knowledge is there. Knowledge is not there. Passing is there somehow, but knowledge is not there. So it's not something which makes sense to me. You know what happens now? Remember, what happens that for every task, you have a beginning, you have an ending. You can call it, a takeoff and a landing time. So it looks like a takeoff and a landing with a very short flight. With a very short flight, you get ready for takeoff, you go there in the air, and then it is landing. So you have a revision week, you have to preparation week, then there is a panic mode. So you start here, and in 8 weeks the panic mode begins. Oh, exams are in 10 days, exams are in 15 days. So I'm not in favor of that. Now what happens, what I would suggest to most of you people, now if I tell you that you take exam in 6 weeks, like in 6 months, like you take it in June, then you take it in December. So then you say, oh, Mr. Ali, in this way, I would finish my strategic professional in 2 years, which is too long. Because based on your advice, if I start taking exam June and December, like with 6 months gap, my 4 papers will be done in 2 years, which is too long. You are right, this is too long. So what I would suggest, that don't take one exam, one exam, one exam, one exam. Don't do like this. What you should be doing, you should be actually taking 2 exams here, probably in June, and then 2 exams in December. So don't take one, take two. So you've got 6 months. So what you will have here 6 months period, and then you take 2 exams, and then another 6 months period, and then you have 2 exams. So still you will finish your 4 papers in 1 year. So instead of doing one, I would rather prefer to do it 2 plus 2. So I don't have to go, I don't want to have, like, go into panic mode, of exam panic mode, like every 3 months. So every 8 weeks within the period, you will come into that panic mode. Oh, I've got exam, I've got exam. And then you need some time for preparation. And what happens, that we all are working professional, and it is quite common that sometimes you have 10 days of no study. It happens. Sometimes we get sick. Sometimes we get some other assignments at work. Maybe there is an audit going on. Maybe there is a reporting period coming in. Maybe there is a year ending closing. I don't know. There are a million problems. So if you lose 10 days within that short 3 months period, if 10 days are lost, your entire preparation session is destroyed. Because 10 days is a big time period. It is like 1.5 week. You've got total 10 weeks. Out of that, 1.5 is gone. So you get under pressure. But if you have 6 months long duration, and then out of that 10 days are lost, you still can manage. So taking 2 exams is a good idea. So instead of going every session, I would skip one session. So I'll go for June and December, or maybe September and March, whatever. But I will not go to exam every 3 months. I'll go to exam in 6 months. So I'm sitting here. This is the month of June. My next exam is in December. I've got peace of mind. I don't want to get pressurized. ACCA, or I don't know. I mean, there is nothing for which I would like to take pressure. ACCA is nothing for me. I mean, even if it is something bigger than ACCA, I still would not take pressure for that thing. Anything which takes away my peace of mind, anything which puts me under pressure, anything which makes me uneasy, I'm not in favor of that. So I don't want to take pressure. I don't want to get stressed out for ACC exam. That is for sure. Okay, not as a teacher, not as a student, not in any capacity. No pressure. 6 months time I have. I've got 2 papers. I will intelligently select that one paper is the one which has some theory plus numbers, or other one would be entirely theory. So I will not take SBR or AFM together. Okay. So I would rather go for example, let's suppose I will say, okay, next time I'm doing SBR, and I will mix one paper, which is theoretical paper, that could be AAA, which goes very well with SBR because both have IFRS standards. If I'm opting for AAA, or if you are not opting for AAA, then you can go for SBR and SBL. One is theoretical, one is calculation, whatever. And then here I can go for AFM, and I will do SBL. This would be my choice. So 2 papers in one go, 2 papers in one go. I will not have a very quick takeoff and landing, then takeoff, then landing throughout the year. This mouse and cat thing going on. Exams are after me, and I'm after exams. So I'll take 6 months time with me. I've got the books on my table. If I cannot study for 2 days in this week, because so yesterday it was my son's birthday, today is my some problem at work, so 2 days are gone. No problem, I still have 6 months. There will be a time of more relaxed time when I can give more hours to the study. So my advice: 2 papers, 6 months time. You will have better result. You will be able to pass both of them. You will be able to pass both of them, because you can do better planning, and you will be Any unforeseen circumstance cannot destroy your plan, because you've got 6 months, okay, which is, I don't know, maybe 5 months, not 6 months, 5 months. Let's call it 5 months. 5 months means 150 days. That's a very reasonable period I have with me. I can manage 2 papers. So this is my suggestion to all of you people sitting in this class.